What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to today's Anfield Agenda News Roundup. I'm going to take you through the latest stories surrounding Liverpool Football Club, and as always, ask you guys to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, and of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Believe it or not, there is just now 2 days to go until we are live at the Limelight in Belfast. You still have a chance to buy your tickets if you'd like to come and see us. It's an over 18s event. We'll be starting from 7 p.m. You can get your tickets on Ticketmaster, the link in the description of this video, or just jump onto Ticketmaster there and search Anfield Agenda. Right, let's start off with Caoimhin Kelleher. So I know last night was Jurgen's big night and his farewell to Liverpool Football Club, and we'll talk about a few bits of what he had to say. But most importantly today, I'm going to be looking at the transfer situation. And Caoimhin Kelleher has started to drop pretty big hints that he may indeed look for a number one position somewhere. This is what Caoimhin had to say. My main ambition is to be number one, and it would be great if that happened at Liverpool, but I'm not silly. I feel like I've done my years as a number two. The ambition now is to be a number one, and I'm ready and capable. And look, I can't blame him. I also can't blame him for saying I'm not mad, because he knows Alisson Becker's Liverpool's number one and probably the best goalkeeper in the world. He does have a little bit more to say though, Caoimhin, so let's take you through a few more of his quotes. Speaking about his future at the club, he said there will be some discussions over the coming weeks. The club was busy with the manager leaving and appointing a new one. With all the new staff arriving, those talks will happen. It does look as if we may lose Caoimhin Kelleher this summer, and I totally understand and empathise with what he's saying. I think a figure of about 20-25 million from Liverpool is more than fair for what he's shown he's capable of. You know, where else would you get somebody as experienced as Caoimhin, still relatively young, coming in, showing what he can do in Europe, showing what he can do at the top level and in cup finals? So it'd be worth every penny of that money for me. But again, I'd love to know your thoughts on the whole Caoimhin Kelleher situation. Next up was just a little bit of a quote from Jurgen from last night about why he made the decision to tell people he was leaving when he did. He did say, imagine we played against Wolves, the families were all there walking around, and then I said, oh, by the way, I'm fecking off. That doesn't work. The club would have many problems. So Jurgen, of course, talking about the fact that he felt it necessary to give people the lead-up time to obviously sort out a new coach and for the players to understand what's happening. Now we move into the incoming transfer talk, my friends. And Liverpool have been linked with two players from the Bundesliga, two defenders from the Bundesliga. Liverpool are reportedly targeting Bundesliga duo William PACHO and Piero HINCAPIE. That's according to Christian Martin, who claims that Liverpool are looking to bolster their defence with either or both of these two defenders. Sky Germany have reported that Liverpool are one of a few Premier League clubs to make contact over PACHO with Frankfurt, and there's talk of about £40 million being the amount that they would want for the 22-year-old. I don't personally see us being able to go out there and sign two centre-backs, nor do I think we need to sign two centre-backs, but HINCAPIE, I know a lot more about than PACHO. I just want the club to make the right decision. Whoever their number one choice is, go get them, get it tied up early, and go from there. So whether that's Piero HINCAPIE, whether that's PACHO, whether that's Inacio, whether that's Mark Gay from Crystal Palace, I just don't want them to become sagas. What I would like to know, though, from you guys, if you had to pick one of Piero HINCAPIE for about 60 million or William PACHO for about £40 million, which one would you go for, and where do you think the better value is? I think I know the answer, but I'll be interested to see your thoughts in the comment section. Next up, just a confirmation that Liverpool have had three players called up to the Dutch Euro squad. No surprise that Virgil van Dijk is there. No surprise that Cody Gakpo is there. But perhaps a little surprise that Ryan Gravenberch has been called up. No surprise to me because the quality's there, but you know he did have a bit of back and forth with the Dutch FA over the last few months, so glad to see that he's been included in that squad and that he's going to the Euros. Another one to keep an eye on there is Justin Bigelow, the goalkeeper, who's been linked with Liverpool and Arsenal as well. He's been called up as part of the goalkeepers for the Dutch Euro squad. Keep an eye on that situation, because if Kelleher does move on, the talk has been Trafford, Bigelow and a couple of other keepers. I think Paddington, or whatever the kid's name is from Sunderland, is another name maybe to keep an eye on there. As we continue with the news, because there is lots, we once again get more confirmation that Liverpool are looking at Ederson from Atalanta. And this story, to me, I hope there is lots of truth to it, because when I've watched him and I've said this on live streams, he has really impressed me. And I think as a double pivot in our midfield would be fantastic, and one of the better, more valuable defensive minded midfield players in Europe, in my opinion. When I say valuable, I mean value to be had from the transfer. So Liverpool sent scouts to watch Tyne Koopmeiners, according to this piece, with Atalanta. However, it appears their heads have been turned by another Atalanta midfielder. Ederson is the one who impressed most when Liverpool went on these scouting trips. Now, I've seen figures of about £40 million mentioned for Ederson, and I'd be all over it. I really, really think this guy would be fantastic. He's 24 years of age, and I think he'd slot right into our midfield. He would allow the likes of Stefan Bajcetic to compete with him, of course. Maybe give Trent an option to come in alongside him. He'd be the ball winner, Trent would be the one who sprays the passes around. It just gives us options, and I like it for a couple of reasons. I like it because I've watched enough of him to know he's really good, and I like it because the price tag isn't crazy. £40 million to me seems pretty good business for somebody who's proven he can do it. So we next go on to the Carabao Cup. So we've spoken to you guys about the Champions League. We've spoken about the fact that Liverpool are going to be pot one team. Well, there has been a bit of a shake-up to the Carabao Cup as well from next season. They will use seedings to try and keep the big clubs apart. I really don't know how I feel about this one. I like the idea sometimes that bigger clubs get knocked out in the earlier rounds, and you see clubs that you wouldn't expect to go deep into competitions going through. Don't know how I feel about seeding the Carabao Cup. Would love to know what you guys think about it. I just don't want to making it too easy. It's already easy enough for us fans of the big clubs, the Premier League clubs, to expect our teams to go deep in competitions. Seeding it and making it even more likely that we have an all Premier League final, as an example, I don't know, I think it takes away some of the magic and fun of the draw. We already have it that the Premier League clubs come in at later rounds in these cup competitions anyway. So for me, yeah, I'd pass. I don't like the idea of seeding, but of course, would love to know what you guys think about that. Now, there is one more story that we're not going to speak about right now because we're trying to gather more information on it. It's potentially quite a big story, so I hope to have more news at 8:30. You don't want to miss tonight's show, because if we can get the information on this one, it could be quite fun to discuss. So I will be back, of course, at 8:30 tonight, where we'll go through all of these stories in more detail. We'll talk about the one that we've held back, because I just need to get a second source on it before I feel comfortable talking about it. And we'll go about that at 8:30. This week coming up on a channel, just a reminder, as I said, we are in Belfast on Friday night, so there'll be no live show on Friday. We do have an end of season player ratings videos coming up, and we will make sure that if you aren't in Belfast with us, we do have content to keep you occupied that day. Saturday, I will be doing the Champions League final. A lot of people have been asking me about that. We'll be live here, hoping that Borussia Dortmund can pull off a miracle. It'd be lovely to see them lift the European Cup, so we will be doing a watch along from about 7:30 on Saturday for that. Hope you can join us for it. If not, I hope to see you tonight at 8:30. Appreciate you guys watching as always. Don't forget to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like, and if you'd like to come and see us in Belfast, Cardiff or Liverpool, you know what to do. Tickets link in the description. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.